everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is a collective haul. So this would have been like months worth of stuff, I believe. Probably like February, March, April, May. Basically everything I got since the last video where we thrifted together, and then I showed you what I got. I think I've mentioned before that I have a vintage board game collection. I love playing board games. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So I found this one I'd never heard of before, but it looked really cool and definitely had that very like 60s, 70s look that I like. They just look really cool all stacked up together as well, but I've definitely found some really good gems in vintage board games that I had never heard of before. They're usually so cheap that I can just take a gamble on them, but honestly, I would say 80% of the time we find them, they're in really good condition. They even come like with the instruction manual still with them, which is crazy to me because I don't know about any of you, but like when I was a kid, me and my friends would like destroy the board games that we would play. Like I never remember having the instructions or anything, so it's kind of funny. And then I also found this one, which I'd never heard of before either, and it was also in really good shape and definitely had that very like 1970s look to it. I just noticed that I'm filming the little mastermind thing. I actually love that game, and we used to have a copy a long time ago, and we ended up like donating it or something, and when I saw it I was like, oh, we have to try and find that game again. We haven't played either of these ones yet, so I have no idea if they're good or not, but they were both in very good condition. This one again came with the like instruction. The board looked really good. All right, and then I found this Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, like for beef recipes, which is a little bit funny because I'm a vegan, but they have a lot of really good like beef substitute like products you can buy that are basically identical to cooking like ground beef. So I thought it might be good to do like vintage recipes for, so I picked it up. All right, and on that same note, this is not something I found, but something John found. John frequently goes out of town for work, and he'll thrift in the areas that he's in, and he saw this entire collection of Better Homes and Gardens Encyclopedia of Cooking. I think he got the entire box, like I think it's 18 books, for, I want to say $5, but I might have been 10, but I really strongly feel like it was $5. So he just bought them because he thought that maybe I might want them or like them, or if not, like he could probably just sell them. But I was super excited when he brought them home. And they're from the early 70s, I believe. So they're actually, I've actually looked at them quite a bit, because not only do they have recipes in them, which is a lot of recipes, but they also have like cooking tips and stuff. So I don't know, it's actually been interesting. This is something else John found, I think on that same trip, I want to say, but he found this like a set of popcorn bowls for only $4 for all of them. So you get 4 smaller ones and then a bigger one. And it's funny because I had been wanting to get some, but I kept just seeing like plastic ones, and I didn't really want to buy plastic. So it was pretty cool that he found these, and I think they're super cute. And then next we have this vintage apron, which I love. I actually have the exact same one, I think in pink and maybe in brown as well. I just couldn't resist it. The aprons at our local Value Village, they're only $2.99, and I feel like that's a great deal. I've gotten so many cute vintage aprons, and I have a lot of them, probably too many because I don't even really use them, but I thought this one was really cute, and since it kind of goes with my kitchen, it's like hanging in my kitchen now, along with the other ones that would have been there when I did the kitchen tour a few months back. This might be my favorite thing that I picked up in this entire thing, but I'm not sure because I haven't looked at the footage for a while. But this is probably 1970s era, I'm guessing. Little sewing kit. It was only $6, which isn't too bad for... It's definitely like fits my aesthetic. I love it so much. But it has like a little top part where you can put like your bobbins and stuff, and then that little like white, the tray like lifts up and you can put stuff underneath. I don't have a ton of sewing things, but I want to like get back into sewing. I haven't had a sewing machine for a long time now, but I asked for one for Christmas and we found like a vintage one, and John already bought it, so it's really cool. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm so excited, and this like matches so well with it. I'm so excited. Anyway, I don't know, just little things. One of the other areas I always look when I go to Value Village, or most thrift stores, but our Value Village has a big section, is like vintage curtains. Well, the curtain section, and that's what I'm looking for, vintage curtains. So I found these few panels that are kind of like a linen-y look, I guess. I don't know, they remind me of the curtains we had in my house in like the 1980s. But they're like the old style where you have to put like kind of that little pin thing up inside. But I have a bunch of those that I found a while ago that I just kept for when I find vintage curtains. But these are actually just for our basement, and it was perfect because it's hard to find shorter curtains nowadays. So they ended up like, I got these months ago, so I already put them up, and they ended up like working out perfectly, and it just looks so much nicer than what we had. So I was pretty excited to find those, and they were really inexpensive as well. I've been working on a project in the basement, like a big project for a while that I just need to like finish up and then film it, but in like a separate area. But I should film a tour of our like the main place where we just kind of chill down there, because it's really cool looking. And then I found this little deer. This is actually like a vintage Avon perfume bottle in like the 70s. I think it was mainly in the 70s, maybe in the 80s too. But they had like perfume bottles that were shaped like all different kinds of things, if you're unfamiliar. I have a few, and I've wanted the deer for a long time. So when I saw it, I couldn't resist. But at the same time, when I see it, I'm like, dude, why do I have that? Like, I don't need that, but I don't know. I'm like weird about like too much stuff, or like just, I don't like a lot of visual clutter. So I have quite a few of them that I like, but I'm also like, what am I going to do with these? So I might end up just selling them anyway after all that. But I wanted it for years, and then I finally saw it. This plate isn't vintage, but this plate is from a restaurant that I used to work in, where I was a waitress when I think I started there when I was 18. It's the exact same plate that we used to use for fish and chips, and it was a 1950s diner too. So it was like so perfect, and it just brought back all of like the memories, because I worked there for a long time. It just brought back like a whole bunch of memories, and I just had to get it. So I think it was only like $1 or $2 if I'm remembering correctly, but it made me really happy to see it. So I also found season 1 and season 2 of Green Acres, which I'm so happy about. I did not grow up watching Green Acres, so I'd never really watched it before, but more recently I had watched some of the later seasons, episodes from that on like a streaming channel that's like live TV. So I couldn't really watch it from the beginning, but I really wanted to because I liked the show so much. So I'm super happy I found the first 2 seasons, so that can get me started. And then I was really excited about this. I didn't find it, but John's a reseller, I think I mentioned in another video. So he always has a ton of stuff he's reselling. So I walked in his office one day and I saw the stack of Carol Burnett's show DVDs, and I was like, oh my God, where did you find those? And he's like, you want them, don't you? I was like, yes. So he was like, yeah, you can just have them. I was going to resell them, but I didn't realize you'd want them. So super excited about that. And then I also found the Dick Van Dyke Show. I think this is just a random episodes. I don't think it's like a full season or anything, but I love the Dick Van Dyke Show so much. And ironically, right before I found this, I had been feeling really sick one day, and I ended up just laying on our couch and I watched like I think 8 hours straight on TV of the Dick Van Dyke Show. And then I found one of the Lucy Show as well, which is very exciting because I think I mentioned before, but I love the Lucy Show, like even more than I love Lucy. I feel like that's the one that gets all the attention, but honestly, the Lucy Show is so good too. So I was really excited to have that. Again, it's not like a full season or anything. I don't think it's just a bunch of episodes. And then this wouldn't be one of my hauls if I didn't show some VHS. So we've got Diamonds Are Forever, James Bond movie. We have since got all of them. And then we've got As Young As You Feel. I think it's funny when they put Marilyn as like the big star of the movie when it was like before she was a big star. And then Pillow Talk, which is one of my all-time favorite Doris Day movies. I was so excited to find this movie. I've actually had a lot of good luck finding Doris Day movies this year, so I'm very excited about that. And then another Doris Day, Calamity Jane. Then we've got Oklahoma, and then we've got Three Violent People, which I've never seen before, but I noticed that Charlton Heston was in it, and so I thought I would give it a try. I'm very excited with how many classic films I've been finding on VHS. And then lastly, I found Hello Dolly, which is exciting. And then I think that was it for like classic movie VHS, but then I found a whole bunch of I guess like I consider classics to be like pre-80s, maybe even pre-70s. So these are all kind of like 80s and above. I think I already might have mentioned, but in another video, we've been buying big lots of VHS. I think these were just, we found them thrifting, but since this time, like in June, we bought a ton of big lots. So there's a video coming soon that I think it's like over 300 VHS that we bought. And then I also filmed like the setup that we have in the basement, even though we've outgrown it already. So I'm working on like something else, but it's gonna take a few months, I think, to get it completed. But I'm really, really excited about it. I thought we were done, but I guess not. I also found the movie Beaches, which is actually factory sealed, which is kind of crazy. I love that movie. And then I found the 10 Commandments as well. I haven't seen that since I was a kid, but you know, might give it a watch. And then I was really excited to find this like comedy thing. It has like all these different decades, like the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. I think it'll be really interesting. I think it was done by PBS. But I haven't watched it yet, but I just love watching stuff like that. And then I found a couple of records. So I found the soundtrack from The Great Race, which is such a great movie, starring Tony Curtis, and I believe Jack Lemmon's in it as well. It's been a while since I've seen it. I almost feel like Peter Falk is in that as well, but anyway, I was super excited to find that. I have such a big collection of records that are just like classic film soundtracks. And then this was super exciting and super unexpected, but The Umbrellas of Cherbourg is a French film that we actually watched last summer at this classic movie festival that they had close to where we live in this like 100-year-old theater. I think I'm going to go film a video there soon, so stay tuned. But basically I found the soundtrack. So it is a French film, so obviously the movie is in French. They had subtitles, but the movie is also, there's no spoken words, it's all just sung. So like every word that is in the movie is actually sung. It's just super cool, but the film itself is like so visually beautiful, like the coloring, and it's hard to explain, but it's a fantastic film if you haven't seen it. So it's a musical and it's in French. So, I mean, I guess it has to kind of be your thing, but we really, really liked it. So we were super excited to find that. And it was in like amazing condition and it was only $2. So very exciting. All right. So those are all of the things that either I bought or some of it John bought for me in, I don't know, I guess it's like February, March, April, May, 4 months. So not really that much for 4 months, but at the very beginning of June, our community had like a big yard sale where like not every house, but a lot of houses had a yard sale all at the same time. And it was super cool. And I found a ton of stuff during that. It was super exciting and I filmed it. So that video will be coming probably next, maybe after this one. But anyway, thank you for watching and I will see you again real soon. Bye.